Liberating the human agency. I think it is a societal imperative that we collectively own the idea about being intentional in eradicating the ideologies of oppressive religious dogma, as well as talk openly about the harm of religious fundamentalism. I can quote statistics after statistics, domestically and internationally, on the reality of harm religious fundamentalism causes, and we are just talking present day. If religious fundamentalism was a disease, it would be considered by the World Health Organization as a global extinction level threat and health crisis of biblical proportion facing the human populace. Religious fundamentalist ideologies are things we must deconstruct, raise awareness around, and become better informed about what truly constitutes human agency. Religious fundamentalism is a dangerous ideology that seeks to control people's lives and stifle their free will. It is based on a rigid interpretation of religious texts that is often used to justify bigotry, violence, and oppression. One of the most harmful effects of religious fundamentalism is its suppression of human agency. Human agency is the ability to make our own choices and live our lives according to our own values. It is essential to our well-being and our ability to thrive. When we are subjected to religious fundamentalism, we are told that we must follow certain rules and beliefs, or we will be punished by God. This can make us feel powerless and afraid to think for ourselves. We may also start to doubt our own judgment and abilities. Religious fundamentalism is a set of beliefs that emphasizes the literal interpretation of a religious text. Fundamentalists believe that their religion is the only true religion and that their interpretation of it is the only correct one. They often reject other interpretations of their religion and may even view them as heretical. This can also lead to social isolation. When we are surrounded by people who share our beliefs, it can be difficult to question those beliefs or to develop our own unique identity. This can make it difficult to form meaningful relationships with people outside of our religious community. The liberation of human agency from religious fundamentalism is essential for our individual and collective well-being. We must be free to think for ourselves, to make our own choices, and to live our lives according to our own values. Fundamentalism can be a dangerous force because it can lead to intolerance and violence. Fundamentalists may believe that they have a right to impose their beliefs on others, even if it means using force. They may also be more likely to engage in violence against those who they believe are unbelievers or heretics. Fundamentalists often try to control their followers' lives by dictating what they can and cannot do. They may also try to instill a sense of fear and guilt in their followers in order to keep them in line. This suppression of human agency can have a devastating impact on individuals and societies. It can lead to people feeling trapped and powerless. It can lead to religious trauma. It can also lead to a decrease in tolerance and diversity. Here are some specific examples of how religious fundamentalism can suppress human agency, preventing women from getting an education. In some fundamentalist societies, girls are not allowed to go to school or to get a higher education. This prevents them from developing their full potential and from making their own choices about their lives, forcing people to marry against their will. In some fundamentalist societies, girls are forced into arranged marriages at a young age. This prevents them from choosing their own partners and from living their lives according to their own values, punishing people for expressing dissent. In some fundamentalist societies, people are punished for expressing dissent or for questioning religious doctrine. This can include imprisonment, torture, or even death. These are just a few examples of how religious fundamentalism can suppress human agency. It is important to be aware of these dangers and to work to promote the values that protect individual freedom and autonomy. There are a number of things that can be done to liberate the human agency from religious fundamentalism. One important step is to promote education and critical thinking. People need to be able to think critically about their religion and to question the authority of religious leaders. Another important step is to promote religious tolerance and pluralism. People need to be able to live in harmony with people of different faiths. This requires a respect for the rights of others and a willingness to accept that there is no single, correct way to practice religion. Here are some ways to liberate human agency from religious fundamentalism. Educate yourself about different religions and cultures. The more you know about different religions, the better equipped you will be to think critically about your own beliefs. Question religious dogma. Don't be afraid to ask questions about your religion, even if they are considered to be taboo. Develop your own sense of spirituality. Spirituality is a personal journey that is not limited to any one religion. Surround yourself with people who support your freedom of thought. It is important to have people in your life who respect your right to believe whatever you want, even if they disagree with your beliefs. Get involved in social justice movements. Working to create a more just and equitable world is one of the best ways to liberate human agency from religious fundamentalism. Religious fundamentalism is a serious threat to human agency. However, by promoting education, critical thinking, religious tolerance, pluralism, human rights, and democracy, we can liberate ourselves from its grip and create a more just and equitable world. The liberation of human agency from religious fundamentalism is a lifelong process. It requires courage, critical thinking, and a commitment to personal growth, but it is a journey that is well worth taking. These values are essential for protecting individual freedom and autonomy.